Good morning. I was just thinking here on some sales tips, and the three that I came up with were, what are the three P's to be an effective salesman or salesperson, whether you're new or whether you're just beginning. And the three P's that will help you to be successful are, the first P would be preparation. You have to be, preparation. The second P will be process, and the third P will be persistence. So that would be the order. So let me identify what do I actually mean by being prepared by the first P. Prepared meaning everything starts with mindset, the way you think about yourself for number one, and the way you think about what you're actually doing as far as your work and your practice. So being prepared mentally, how do you get into that mind state of mental preparedness? First, you have to engage in activities that is going to alive and make well your strategies in order to fulfill the opportunity that you have at hand. So to what actually do I mean? I mean listening to audio, watching video, YouTube, reading books that will stimulate your mental process to help you become a better salesperson, help you become a better person within. So some of the books that I use in the beginning of my career of being a salesperson were Who Moved My Cheese. That's one of my favorites because it's an easy read. It's not, a long and in-depth type of read, but it's real simplistic, and it actually gives, a mental process in order how to process things when things are kind of in the state that we are in now. When you have to think a little bit different outside the box because things are not as normal as they used to be. So we have what we call a new norm. So when I read that book, it put me into a process to knowing that everything is not always going to be the same. Things may change, life may change, the client may change, the product may change, the strategy may change, the process may change. A lot of things may change, but I still must be able to adapt and to adjust to the change. So being prepared and meaning also the start of your day. The start of your day is the beginning of being prepared. How you wake up, and then how do you do the rest of, the operation of your day? How do you put forward an agenda, a schedule to prepare yourself for your task at hand? You know what I'm saying? That's being prepared, not what we call ad-libbing. Successful salespeople do not ad-lib. Now, we may have to think on the go as far as a process that we put in place because maybe something has changed, but from the jump, from the starting point, we have the ideal of the way we want to move, the way we want to operate. That should always be number one, that you should always know what is it that you have to do to be prepared to start your journey for that day, the week. You should always be prepared and have it written and have an idea, or even have it on a calendar to where you have it in the schedule, time out exactly what you're doing. And that's what we call time management. So being prepared is the starting point for success. The second P, process. You have to have a process in order to operate effectively as a salesperson. You have to know A, B, C, and D is going to get whatever results that you want to achieve based on the process that you have put in place. So if you don't have one, you need to get with a person that can help you define one, because that is the most important detail in the sales career of a salesperson, is having a process in order to get from A to Z and to achieve the goals and aspirations that you want to achieve in your career. You have to have a process. That's pretty, it's black and white. There's no gray area. You have to have a process, and you have to know what the process is based on the level of skill that you have in order to implement the process also. So mentors, trainers, coaches. Those are the type of people that can help you with your process. If you have a manager, which is still falls into the same category as trainers, coach, salesperson, sales trainer, to help you with your process. But you need to identify with a person to help you identify what the process is for whatever goals that you're trying to achieve. And the third is persistence. What I was told in the beginning of my career is that sales is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you have to understand that in this career path, in this industry that you have chosen, that there comes a time to where you have to do things over and over and over and over and over again. Now, the key thing is this. In doing things over and over again, you always want to measure the results of you doing things over and over again. To analyze, hey, by me doing this over and over and over again, am I getting the results that I want to get? Is it really being effective of me doing what I'm doing over and over again? So it has to be measured and it has to be analyzed to make sure that you're doing the right things over and over again for the right reasons, for the right purpose, for the right outcome. So what I would say to anyone is understand, if you don't have the endurance for a marathon, you have to work on the understanding that in order to achieve success in a sales career, it's going to require some endurance. So you might have to do some small little races to understand, hey, is this really for me? Is this really what I want to facilitate for the rest of my career path, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 30 years, depending on your, how long you want to indulge in this type of career path. But you have to understand that it requires persistence, and persistence will get you the results based on effective preparedness, effective process. It will give you the ultimate results of being the best or a better salesperson that you can be. So there you have it, the 3 P's: preparedness, process, and persistence. So I just wanted to drop that into your thought process as you meditate and as you think about how to become better, how to maintain the level, the skills of being a better salesperson. This is something that you can think about and also incorporate if you kind of fell off the path and get back on the path of the journey of the marathon of being a better salesperson. That's my time. Hope you enjoyed. KT Tyler, Mr. Inspire.